Congress meets in Washington, right? Well, today, several lawmakers came here to Indiana for a special hearing on the Affordable Care Act, still a hot topic for lawmakers. Today, the House Subcommittee talked about how the new health care law is affecting workers and also talked about its effect on our schools.
We wanted to go out and get a night job.
The debate over health care here in the Hoosier State.
But I'm confused with your testimony.
Several members of Congress come here to talk about what the new federal health care law means for Indiana schools.
Negatively affects student learning.
Specifically, the mandate to give insurance to anyone working 30 hours a week or more.
This rule, the 30-hour rule, is something that really gets in the way.
The former coach was successful, respected, and a great role model. But he wasn't allowed to coach anymore because that would put him over 29 hours per week.
Change the definition of full-time from 30 hours to 40 hours, and we certainly hope that the Senate would take that up.
We all recognize that costs around the country will...
Indiana Congressman Luke Messer invited his fellow lawmakers here to Greenfield for the hearing.
It's not fair to try to pay for the president's health care law on the backs of our students and our schools, particularly at times when schools are cash-strapped.
It's just not fair to the working class, honestly. We have hardworking people who are the lowest paid sometimes, who have had hours taken away.
And have lost income.
If we really care about kids, we need to do something about it. So that's why I've authored legislation that would exempt schools.
One of the problems with the American health care system.
But others' hearing was more about politics, with only Republican lawmakers in attendance.
It's good to have a hearing.
The bill passed the House.
Would have been happier, I suppose, if we had more representation from the other side of the aisle, so to speak.
Our funding is very limited.
Well, we certainly invited Democrats today. It was our hope that they would come. What today's about, though, is to get beyond the rhetoric and let Hoosiers tell us their story of what the impact is today.
Mr. Messer.
One doctor who testified was critical of lawmakers.
As people come to appreciate the ACA, they're going to vote against politicians who are trying to repeal it and take it away from them.
Our children and working families deserve better. It's clear that we need to set aside the president's health care law and start over with real reform.
All right, and that committee also heard from a handful of Indiana businesses. Of course, the state's still waiting on approval from the federal government on the governor's proposal to expand the Healthy Indiana plan. We'll keep you posted.